we take a look at the Philadelphia defense, Cedric Thornton led the Eagles defensive lineman last year with 78 tackles. At linebacker, it's a tough group led by D'Amico Ryans. And in the secondary, Malcolm Jenkins, the big free agent acquisition in the offseason from New Orleans.
And Andrew, this is a Philadelphia defense as we get a timeout call that has stopped their opponents, or not allowed their opponents to score a touchdown on the opening drive for 12 consecutive games in his unit.
3rd down and 1. That's not going to get it done. Gerhard is pushed back. An impressive start for the Philadelphia.
About the recovery.
The question we had during the break, Steve, was whether or not it was an issue, that tuck rule issue, whether he was trying to regain control of that football or not.
And he on 1st down in trouble and he goes down. Michael Kendricks bringing down Chad Henne. Gerhard is spun down. Time for our first update of the year. Here's Jaden at 10. And he just gets it off. Pressure from the backside. And that's an incomplete pass. Nate Allen brought the heat for the Eagles. And they forced Jacksonville to punt.
It was 0.
He was the only guy on it.
3rd down and 1 for Jacksonville. High snap. And he fields it, gives it to Robinson, and he is stopped short. From 50. And that one is blocked. Looked like Kelly Williams may have got a hand on that one, and the Eagles special teams comes up with a big play. So to Gerhard again, and he is stuffed. Brandon Graham, 1st round pick in 2010 out of Michigan.
And it probably should have been a penalty as well.
Guys, they're going for it here with 6 minutes to go from their own 29-yard line. 4th and inches. Throwing on 4th down, incomplete. Lewis was open. Henne couldn't find the touch. And the Jags come up empty on 4th down. 1:40 and counting. Jacksonville can't stop the clock. They trail by 10. They had a 17-0 lead, but Philadelphia has scored 27 unanswered. Here in the second half, the ball is out. Loose ball. It's picked up by Fletcher Cox. The big guy rumbles in.
Thus allowing Luck to communicate well with his teammates like Trent Richardson. Trying to run right, going nowhere. Michael Kendricks, now in his 3rd year at a Cal with tackle.
You know, people,
seasons as the offensive coordinator, had been in the NFL before. 2nd and 10, Luck got rid of it quick. Team Nix has nowhere to go as Carey Williams off the corner. Former Super Bowl champion with the Ravens for the Eagles here in 2014. Luck struggling in the passing game. It's been on the ground where Indy has had success, but Fletcher Cox says not anymore. He takes down Trent Richardson, a loss of 3.
About mental and physical conditioning. They come at you relentlessly for 4 quarters.
Trent Richardson fumbled the football. Fletcher Cox lost his helmet there. Richardson lost the ball, and the Eagles have it. Cox, who's been a big impact player in this game, they knock it out of Richardson's hands in the second.
Another kill out of this unbalanced formation.
And Bradshaw is caught by high on the line of scrimmage for a loss of a couple. D'Amico Ryans, who has gone to Emmanuel Acho instead of Casey Matthews at that other inside linebacker spot. And there is the run inside by Ryans, who got the first contact on Richardson and keeps it.
Great movement. A nice game. Already 11 first downs on 2 drives for the Redskins as Morris is bottled up and lost a yard. Benny Logan was in to make the stop. For his third touchdown of the season and a 7-point lead. Cousins not on the same page. Pass picked off. Intercepted by Jenkins. It was Malcolm Jenkins a week ago who makes the play to win that game. Essentially, when he picked off Andrew Luck, and the ground that he covers here is pretty impressive because no question Niles Paul and Cousins are not on the same page. Niles Paul does not believe the ball is going to come in his direction. That would normally be incomplete. Malcolm Jenkins, to be able to get over the top of that route, lay out, and make a play, that's pretty good. Middle of the field right now is open, Joe. Cousins throws behind the receiver. Philadelphia will take over. Garcon the intended target, and Cousins missed him. We just have not seen that from Kirk Cousins. He's thrown so many good balls that I don't know if he was confused by Pierre Garcon's route.
Logan.
Kaepernick's in trouble. And down he goes, back near the 2. A sack for this Philadelphia defense. Trent Cole was in there. They did not have a sack over their last 2 games, and they wrap up Kaepernick here. Kaepernick spins out and hops out. Lost yardage on the play. Could have just thrown it away. Instead, he loses 4 yards. Well, we've seen already in this game the Eagles have been able to get a little pressure on Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick forced to move again. A flag is down. Thrown in the area of a hold as Acho is there to make the stop, and that's got Harbaugh shaking his head. A loss of 3 on that play. Pull one out. First for Lovey. Now the head coach in Tampa Bay on 3rd down. Pass is picked off. Thrown right into the waiting arms of Malcolm Jenkins. And Jenkins has got his 3rd pick. Still going. Jenkins for the touchdown. That's Malcolm Jenkins just being a ball player right there. It looked like it was going to be man coverage. Kaepernick in trouble, down he goes. Sacked again. Matthews was in there. Barwin as well. And a loss of 5, and they just will not establish the ground game. Drives when you're not getting big plays. Handoff is to Hyde. Makes a couple of guys miss, but all he can do is end up losing 2 to bring up 3rd down and long. Hyde in the backfield, and he gets driven to the ground. Thornton, who called his name, Cedric Thornton, the 3rd-year player, a free agent out of Southern Arkansas, has made some plays.
It's 1 for 5 to start the game. 3rd down and 10. Rams must get to midfield for a 1st down. Davis again under pressure. Down he goes back at the 30-yard line. Connor Barwin with his 2nd sack of the season.
I tell you, they're just giving this offensive line of the Ram fit.
Now 3rd and goal from the Eagles 5. Rams empty the backfield. Davis under pressure, he's hit, and the ball comes loose. Eagles have recovered. Vinnie Curry with the sack. Fletcher Cox the recovery. And Davis is slow to get up.
Coming off the outside again. Another free defender right to the quarterback.
Lewis following the penalty on the return. From the 11-yard line on first down, Davis loses the football, and it is taken in for a touchdown. Cedric Thornton. The Eagles have yet another touchdown on a return. Their 5th in the last 2 weeks.
I think Jake Long got beat inside, gave up the sack, then had an opportunity to recover the ball and didn't get it done. Yeah. Trent Cole coming from the outside, knocks loose. Jake Long's got an opportunity to get it right there.
So Trent Cole on his 32nd birthday with the sack, forced fumble. Thornton the recovery. Both drafted in 2013. Second down and 5. It's Stacy, and he loses the football. Recovered by Thornton. What a day he's had. Cedric Thornton already has a touchdown today. And he is tackled at the 24-yard line of the Rams. So Thornton with the fumble recovery in the end zone, and now scoops it up and returns it deep into Rams territory.
Nice feet.
Davis on first down, steps up, wrapped up by Connor Barwin. Down he goes. 4th sack today for this Eagles defense. So the Rams look to make history when it comes down to this 4th down play. 4th and 13. Davis throws, and it's incomplete. He overthrows Ryan Quick. So Austin Davis in his 3rd NFL start. And the St. Louis Rams, after a tremendous comeback, will fall short.
Looking to make a move on you, and he certain wasn't looking to make a move on Malcolm Jenkins. That sets the tone for this one.
He has to be their guy tonight because Rashad Jennings, who had done good work over the first part of the season, is hurt. Inactive tonight, and Manning loses the ball, and then covering it up to keep possession for the Giants is the tackle Justin Pugh. But coming in was Connor Barwin to disrupt the play, force the
travel the world with the national team and decided on football. That worked out all right too.
4 catches last week, including a big one to win the game against Atlanta, and Manning's going to go down at the 37-yard line. Trent Cole, who's been doing that for a decade. Emmanuel Acho also came in to finish him off. We've got Peyton Hillis, who will be the number 2 back right now, behind Williams. Jennings hurt tonight, and Manning is going to go down again at the 42-yard line. That's Vinnie Curry. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter, which has been all Philadelphia.
Frenzy, 3 sacks already on the night, and for Eli, that's the most he's ever been sacked in a game this year.
And working the interior of that Giants line as Manning will go down again. So Manning had been sacked 7 times over the first 20 quarters, and now he gets sacked for the 4th time tonight.
We desperately need him against this no huddle.
And the Giants this time did huddle. They're back at the 8-yard line. Dangerous ground there, and Williams goes nowhere. Casey Matthews makes the tackle tonight. And
look at all the guys, Al, right around the center guard area. That's where they wanted to attack.
Just do get the play off, and here goes Williams, and they take care of the rookie before he can come close to turning the corner. D'Amico Ryans in on the tackle, 3rd and long of him. And Manning stepping up, under pressure, whacked from behind. All he can do to hold on to the ball is Vinnie Curry. That's his 2nd sack. 4th down and goal from the 3. Eli throwing, and it is batted away at the end. Victor Cruz could not hang on. Brandon Boykins there, and Cruz grasping the right knee. And then Washington, 1 and 5. First down from the 30-yard line. And Manning will get sacked back at the 26-yard line. Connor Barwin coming in, and that's 6 sacks of Manning tonight. Phenomenal season continues. And Manning throws over the middle, and that's Daniel Fells, who loses the ball. inside the 40 and back to the 46-yard line as Casey Matthews comes away with it.
Quit hearing about some of the noise and Deshaun Jackson and all the other stuff.
Crowd was booing because the Giants took a timeout. And Massiv's going to get sacked, lose the ball for the moment, try to recover it. Brandon Graham comes in, and the Giants will retain possession. Massive. Well, it's going to end with another sack by Brandon Bear. You know something else that I think W.C. Field said?
I have no idea.
Good night, my little chickadee.
They attack Philadelphia, this defense that has been struggled at times this year.
Andre Ellington brought down short of the 20. Malcolm Jenkins up from his safety spot. Eagles are ready. Connor Barwin. They were a little concerned getting Ellington about having him in coverage, but he was ready there, and that's a loss.
Buddy, already ready.
From the 20, Ellington will lose yardage. Quickly in to throw him for the loss. D'Amico Ryans, two-time Pro Bowl. 2nd and 10. Ellington brought down across the 45. Ball comes out, and they're saying he's down, but that looked like Nate Allen might have been able to grab that before it went out of bounds.
Chris, it looked like when his back hit the ground here is when the ball, we'll look at it, I don't know.
That looks like he pulled it out on his way to the ground. Now it's just ruled down on the field. And here comes a challenge. Remember, the Cardinals are out of challenges. This coming from Chip Kelly, and
I think they're going to get this ball, Chris. That thing is coming out before his backside hits the ground.
Philadelphia is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was down by contact.
By Nate Allen, sorry.
After reviewing the play, the ball was loose prior to the runner being down. Number 29 of the defense gained firm control with 2 feet inbounds, stepped out at the 48-yard line. It'll be Philadelphia's ball, first down.
Receiver into the flat. A little bit of that ability we talked about with his unique athleticism to be multiple.
Texans now send in their fullback, Jay Prosh. And this is Foster running behind Prosh. And he loses a yard. From midfield on first down. Fitzpatrick can't find anyone downfield. Down he goes. Back at the 41-yard line. The combination of Brandon Bear and Bo Allen.
Well,
and you can't challenge the spot with regard to a first down. 2 tight ends, 2nd and 8. Off the fake to Foster. Fitzpatrick down again. Sacked for the 2nd time. It's Michael Kendricks, who returned for the Eagles last week after missing the previous 4 games, his 2nd sack of the season.
Well, we talked about Arian Foster starting to...
Without a catch so far today. 3rd down and 6. Texans must get to the 25. Fitzpatrick under pressure, and he's taken down. Ball comes loose. Eagles have it. Kendricks on the recovery. The question is, was Fitzpatrick down? He was. So the Texans will punt it away.
Both of these defenses doing a nice job on the back end. Coverage sacks. We've seen several coverage sacks. This offense.
3 tight ends in for the Texans. 2nd down and 7. Again, it's Foster, and he runs right into the arms of his ex-teammate D'Amico Ryans. For the Texans. From the 49-yard line, this is Alfred Blue, and he is bottled up. Back at the 44, Kendricks and Cole. Loss of 5 as Foster Fletcher now 3rd down and 9. Three wide receivers set. Texans must get to the Eagles' 41. Fitzpatrick chased by Cole. And there is a flag as he's taken down by Barwin. It's a hold on the Texans.
A couple seasons ago, where's that as a preventative measure?
Thinking about that red velvet cake ball.
He needed it. Should have taken it.
Foster bottled up on first down.
They have really done a nice job of controlling their gaps, and Terry Foster limping off.
Gained 8, so it's now 2nd down and 7. Early 4th quarter in Houston. Eagles with a 10-point lead. Fitzpatrick on 2nd and 7. Hit as he throws, and it is picked off. And then D'Amico Ryans lost the football. Texans recover. It's recovered by DeAndre Hopkins.
Now D'Amico Ryans slow getting up. I don't know if that's frustration or injury. Bad decision by Ryan Fitzpatrick right there. There's the possession. He's got the ball, goes to the ground, and that is a live ball. He was not touched by anybody from Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, good hustle to get there to make that recovery.
So both teams commit a turnover on the same play. First the pick by the ex-Texan D'Amico Ryans, and then he lost the handle, and it's recovered by DeAndre Hopkins, and Ryan's still down. For the Texans, watch the Cowboys and Jaguars next Sunday in London. 4th down and 5 for the Texans. Just over 2 minutes remaining.
Hey, 95 to Mike. Go to 95.
Patrick on 4th down. Eagles will take over.
Pick it up in their sub package, but they lost the coach on the field in D'Amico Ryan.
Twice an All-Pro, done for the year. After the 4-yard gain by Williams, here he goes again to the left. He lost the football. Philly had their hands on it first. Eagles ball.
That is something D'Angelo Williams has not done throughout his career. 72, Thornton.
From the 31, Newton's first pass attempt of the night is intercepted. 3 plays, 2 turnovers. Gary Williams with the pick.
That's bad football by Carolina. It's a slant pattern to your left side. Cam is late off this play action pass, and he just forces this into a crowd, and Benjamin stopped running.
Much more like the game plan they laid out. Drive starts with 12. Williams trying to get to the outside. Brandon Graham chased him down and brought him down.
Brandon Graham, the former first-round pick out of Michigan.
Hand signal and change the play. 3rd and 7. 5-man rush. Newton trying to get away from Connor Barwin. Not gonna do it.
Connor Barwin with his 8th sack. And on 3rd and 11, Philadelphia might rush 3 again.
Time they change it. They bring everybody. Can't get away from Trent Cole. Brought down back inside the 5.
You gotta love it. Bill Davis doing an outstanding job mixing the looks. And Trent Cole, the number 2 opportunity to get back in this football game.
2nd and 6. Pressure from Kendricks. And he twists down Newton. D'Angelo Williams could not pick up Michael Kendricks for the blitzing sack.
Not good at all. And Cam is a couple calls to ignite this football team. Here's one of them.
Solid kicker eschewing the opportunity for a 44-yard field goal mid-second quarter to make it a 14-point game. Newton will throw for it and take a deep shot for it. So on 4th and a yard, instead of the 44-yard field goal, they take a deep shot down the sideline.
Bottom should deliver here.
Newton threw it right to Fletcher. Bradley, Fletcher, pick 6. Fly, Eagles, fly. Because he had so much success in his no-huddle at Auburn. Standing still, brought down, back at midfield, Barwin. Timeout Panthers.
Almost like he never got off the primary receiver. He never saw Barwin hit him.
Right, that fractured rib, Lisa, that he had in the preseason kept him out of the first game. 4 sacks haven't felt good thus far tonight either. And neither will the 5th. Barwin for the 3rd time tonight.
Get behind it down at this is against Philadelphia in this place, and they're coming after you.
3rd and 18. See, the Eagles had 3 to bring and 8 to drop. And they still flush Newton, who's just going to hoist it downfield. Can Benjamin make a play? He underthrew that. Couldn't get it to the end zone, and Nate Allen has the interception. For the Panthers these last couple of weeks. Play clock down to 3. Newton gets the snap off. The Eagles bring 5, and Cam lost the football. The Eagles had it, lost it, and who's got it on the bottom?
Carolina's just not ready for the blitz at all. You got to know where your quick receivers are in place. He had everything to lose as well as everything to gain tonight. Wow.
My goodness. This is not competitive. Fletcher Cox joins the party.
This is on the verge of ridiculous. Checks in as a linebacker. He's never done this before. A lot of Eagles doing things for the first time. There's another ex-Oregon Duck, Brandon Bear. Chip Kelly's brought a handful of Oregon Ducks here to Philadelphia. It's very important. This isn't one of them.
2nd and 9, and another sack of Newton. This one by the former Michigan Wolverine, Brandon Graham. But that's not. Graham slow to get up. Rodgers keeps it, and ball's out. Picked up by the tight end. That's Rodgers. And even a ball that's knocked out and fumbled by Aaron Rodgers ends up okay for Green Bay. They lose only 3.
319!
Nelson over 100 as well. Here's Starks. He slips. When you talk about the grass here, it's called DD Grassmaster Hybrid. 2nd and 3. Starks again, cutting back. Good play is made. And that's the big nose tackle, Benny Logan, a loss of 3. Brandon Graham was there as well.
Mettenberger decked inside the 10-yard line by Connor Barwin. Comes into this game with 10.5 sacks, tied for 2nd in the NFL. 2nd and 1. Sankey. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do in the middle of that line.
He's a college guy.
1st and goal. Sankey trying to bring it to the outside again. Is going to lose the yardage. Brought down by number 95, Michael Kendricks.
And here comes Chip Kelly getting a timeout.
Now from the 29. Play fake. Running out of time, and he goes down. Breaking through is Fletcher Cox. His 2nd sack of the season.
You're going to have to punt anyway. It's not like he was going to break a tackle and get 20-some yards. So just have to know the situation and knock it down.
Under pressure, he goes down. Trent Cole. players are down in the backfield and further up the field. And that was Vinnie Curry in on the quarterback.
Grabs the shoulder pad of Nate Washington and gets the call.
So we'll do 3rd and 13 all over again. Mettenberger down again. Looked like Trent Cole getting to him.
Well, they're going to get
27 turnovers for the Eagles this year. That leads the National Football League. Loose ball on the ground. Who's got it? Eagles say they do, and they do.
You're faced with a bunch of pressure.
Only 10 first downs today for the Tennessee Titans. Mettenberger, and there's the hit from behind. The ball is loose on the ground, close to the 10-yard line.
Connor Barwin talked to us about attacking the arm on the sideline with the defender attempting to undercut it and get a pick six, but good velocity on that ball by Mettenberger.
Underneath, and that one is picked off near the 40-yard line by number 22, Brandon Boykin.
Unable to. He fights through that block and makes a nice play. Romo wasn't ready for that snap, and down he goes. An early snap from Travis Frederick. Vinnie Curry ends up on top of Romo, but that snap caught Tony Romo. Philadelphia defense. That's been a problem for Philadelphia. They've done a good job today. On first down, this one floated for Beasley, and he lost it. That is a catch, run, and fumble. This is a live ball. Allen on the return. It was knocked out by Brandon Boykin, and it's a turnover here by Dallas as it stands right now. Well, it sure looked like a fumble to me, too, Joe. He had possession. He turns upfield. That's a great job by Brandon Boykin of coming in, making the tackle, knocking the ball loose. He's checking to see if maybe Nate Allen was out of bounds before he was able to make the recovery. That's the only chance, I think, of this not being Philadelphia ball. So a big turnover forced by the Philadelphia Eagles, and they will review it. And let's see, as the ball is corralled by Allen, looks there like he's inbounds. And something, Troy, you talked about coming in, that Philadelphia to win this game, now they're dominated on offense. Goes out of the end zone and force another 3 points in the red zone.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. First down, Philadelphia.
A call from Clete Blakeman, the former quarterback at Nebraska in the mid-'80s. Been a ref since 2010. Back to Murray. Nothing there. And a good play by Fletcher Cox again. Benny Logan as well. And now a big third down coming up for the Cowboys, who are needing to get the ball into the end zone. Yeah, the two big 300-pounders. Benny Logan, we've talked about Fletcher Cox now a couple of times, but Benny Logan's the one who was able to slow Murray up. And Fletcher Cox comes in from behind. It's an outstanding job to force another third down here for Dallas. Would you be surprised if they run it here? Yes, I would. Me too. Third down and 2. There's movement. Romo goes down back at the 10. And a great job defensively by Philadelphia. Casey Matthews was in there. And they need something to happen fast. 20-point game, and Romo is brought down. That's Graham. And this Eagles defense continues to play well. Time is winding down. They need to start getting some plays run. Cowboys have not been able to find the big play today, and Tony Romo sacked. Brought down by Fletcher Cox. Another big game for a guy who should head to the Pro Bowl. Yeah, Fletcher Cox is having an outstanding day, and the stats haven't always shown it. He's been good against the run. Now he's able to work against Ron Leary, the left guard, and Brandon Graham was able to get past Ron O'Leary just a few moments ago. So they're starting to stack up against the left guard, but the Eagles have been able to get after him and be very disruptive.
Third down and 15. Romo out to his left. Pass is picked off. Intercepted by Kerry Williams. Trying to get it to Terrence Williams, and Romo is intercepted. Second takeaway by this Philadelphia defense. Murray, what a play made by Kendricks. And an exclamation point on this effort for the Eagles defensively. Consultant, Philadelphia zone, Ed Speed, our statistician. And then Jersey zone, Dave Schwalbe, our spotter in the booth. There's a pass caught, and they're going to give forward progress to DeMarco Murray out of the end zone as Connor Barwin made the immediate stop. Got one grab, that's all. 8 yards. Romo dancing around, downfield, picked off easily. Intercepted by Nate Allen. Trying to get it to Devin Street, and that ball had a lot of air under it, was underthrown, and Allen's got another takeaway. 21-yard carry by Lynch. Now the first down to Turbin. And from the 35, they go back to the ground, and Turbin is wrapped up. A loss of 1 on the play by Cedric Thornton, and we drive. Third down and 5. Wilson in trouble. Kendricks can't bring him down. Wilson out of bounds, short of the first down. He's going to lose yardage on the play, and it's Marcus Smith, the rookie, there to force him out. A loss of 4. It's fourth down. Picking up that first down. Connor Barwin already 3 tackles and a sack. They gave him the sack along the sideline. Here's Ryan bobbling it again. Eagles pick it up, and they have it at the 15. Zach Ertz. And the special teams has starred for Philadelphia all season long.
Part of the year, and he has had an outstanding season for such limited time on the practice field.
Second down and 3. Wilson keeps it, and he will lose yardage. Kendricks was in there, wasn't alone. Trent Cole is another shot at him here next week,
which, depending on what happens in this game, could be for the division title for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Second and 10. Here's Turbin, and he's wrapped up in the backfield, a loss of 1. There's Fletcher Cox again, the first guy there.
Tell you what, this guy's playing like Reggie White.
Just 3 men on the rush, and getting home is Vinny Curry. And that's his 8th sack of the season. And this defense really racking them up for Philadelphia. The ball control is dominated by Seattle. They lead by 10. Lynch carries, and he's brought down immediately by Vinny Curry. A loss of 2.
When he was still the head coach at Oregon, and what he does is sound, and he's going to be a head coach at this level for as long as he wants to be. He's outstanding.
Wilson keeps it. Hall makes a play. A loss of 5.
They feed Murray, and Murray gets stuffed. Fletcher Cox on cue, Chris. Back from the 44-yard line, so he's their number 3 guy. We've seen Dunbar, we've seen Murray. And he gets stopped at the 43. You know, we see it so often, Chris.
He knew he couldn't get there, and he was anticipating Brad Smith would.
It was not a typo. 132 yards to 0 net flag is thrown here. Murray to the outside. He gets taken down by the safety, Malcolm Jenkins. Tonight, not a lot of joy to this point. We'll see if the Eagles can get off the field finally on a 3rd down, 3rd and 1 here. Romo, the play fake. And Romo's going to go down to the 43-yard line. Connor Barwin will come in for the sack, and that'll be 14.5 sacks for Barwin. From the Philly 41-yard line now. Harris goes in motion. Bryant was wide left. Murray, and we bottle him up again for a loss and check in once more with Michelle. Murray tried to go that way to no avail on that last run. 2nd down and 11. Romo under pressure. They get to him. Just got enough of him to knock him down, take him down to the 50-yard line for the sweep.
Wow.
1st and 15 from the 22. Murray tackled in the backfield. Malcolm Jenkins. Safety coming up. Third and 19. 3-man rush. Gives Romo a ton of time. Look out from behind.
Ball's out.
Ball's out. 14-yard line. Is it a live ball? Yes. Vinny Curry came from behind. The sack fumbled and the Philadelphia recovery.
Stayed on the path and came up with a big one.
At the 23-yard line. Murray cannot cut it back. Throws that lane in a hurry. Benny Logan right there to stop it. Within long field goal range in a one-possession game that could make it 2 if they get any points here. They start this drive from the 34-yard line. They've clutched in the game at fullback. Here goes Murray to the outside, and it's another loss. Brandon Graham. Takes the clock all the way down. Once again, Murray tackled for another loss behind the line of scrimmage. Again, Brandon Graham. Figures to be Murray time. Hardly had to be a genius to figure that Fletcher Cox makes the tackle.
At the line of scrimmage. Absolutely. 2nd down, long 8. Here he goes. Off the side with a nice defensive play. Michael Kendricks, 4th sack this. Griffin. Oh, he's hit. And he brought the ball in. Fletcher Cox devours him back at the 3rd and 10. Going deep and looking for Jackson. He's double covered. It's picked off. Intercepted by Nate Allen.
Everyone. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. And breaking through to make the tackle on Rashad Jennings is Benny Williams, both with 11 wins.
1-8 to Dane, right side.
On 1st down, it's Williams who spoke to Tom Coughlin about the Giants' running game, and Williams gets
get behind the chains against the Eagles' defense like that.
Weatherford punting from his 16-yard line and is blocked. The Eagles do it again on special teams, and it is taken all the way back by Trey Burton for a Philadelphia touchdown. Following the block by James Casey. And for Steve Weatherford, that is the first time he has had a punt blocked in his 9-year NFL career. Best in the business.
Absolutely. The skinny Brian Unverzak.
Yes. Tremendous job by our entire crew all season long through 17 weeks. Randall, the intended receiver, it is picked off by Nate Allen. First Giants turnover today. Allen still going. He's inside the 25, the 20. So a huge pick late in the 4th quarter. First turnover by the Giants offense in the last 3 games.
Well, we've talked about some missed opportunities by the Philadelphia Eagles to take the ball away. Let's keep your eyes on Nate Allen right here. Obviously, we're trying to get the ball up the seam And this is just a bad decision by Eli Manning. If he's going to go to that side of the field with Nate Allen in that position, he's got to get it up a little bit higher, put a little bit more loft, and allow Ruben Randall to kind of run under that. Tries to fit it in, but Nate Allen bailed a little bit on it.
Fourth pick of the season for Allen, 10th of his career.